This is Rob Liefeld. Kai Review is going down.
Hey guys, just finished watching Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 6, Episode 10, Leap. Wow, this is a great episode. What an interesting episode. Still very disappointed that it's not connecting to Endgame. And also disappointed to hear the news from Comic-Con that Season 7 will be the last season of this show. So that'll be quite interesting to see what happens with that, because I'd like to see these characters maybe move over to being supporting characters on the MCU Disney Plus shows. Maybe they can be in the Falcon and Winter Soldier show. I feel like that one's a little bit more appropriate for them, or they're more likely to pop up in that one if, Nick Fury's giving them their mission or whatnot. But I need to see some interaction, maybe Mac being the head of S.H.I.E.L.D. and interacting with Nick Fury would be really cool. So we'll have to wait and see as to where things go with this cast, but I'd hope that Marvel would bring them back for the movies for something. It would be really cool to seeing them, continuing their characters here periodically throughout the MCU. So this episode, we start off with May, confessing to shooting Sarge. We see Sarge just healing incredibly fast, and even wakes up at the end of the episode. And we see May lost her memory. Piper's attacked with something, and then it's revealed that it's, S.H.I.E.L.D. is jumping through bodies. She's haunting different people, right? I think that was really cool. And then Mac locks up Yo-Yo and Daisy, so S.H.I.E.L.D. can't get into their body and use their powers and stuff. So that was really cool. Those moments when they were trying to figure out who everyone was, who is the one in control, and we still, as the audience, we still think it's Deke and stuff, and then he has, and then it's revealed that it's not Deke. It's actually, we saw off screen, she swapped bodies and stuff. That was really cool dealing with that. And then once it was revealed and we could see her, changing bodies and all that stuff, was kind of really cool dealing with that. And then we get Davis ends up getting killed by her and all that. I think that was just really cool the way they did that. And it was really awesome. And it really was just the emotion and the intensity of that scene, which was just all of them acting against each other. And it was just really well done. I definitely can't wait to see more of this cast. We find out that Sarge is kind of in Coulson's body. It's either exactly his body or it's a copy of his body type thing. So that's why he has parts of Coulson's memory. So I don't know. I could see as to where things could go with this. And if they end, knowing that there's the ending of this, I think it would be kind of, knowing that this show is ending, I would kind of like to see this kind of, maybe Coulson comes back by the end of season 7, right? And have it end so that Coulson is back in control of his body, with all of his memories and things like that. That way, if they decide to take this cast and put him into one of the Disney Plus shows on that streaming service, or into the movies or something like that, bring them, keep them going in other media, cameos here and there, you can have them and just being Coulson, and then you still have Coulson, who, she's had the experience of all these shows and type thing, everything that's gone on here, but it's still the Coulson that people knew from the Avengers, and people who haven't watched, they could still use the same type of character and just pick him up. People who haven't watched the show could still just recognize the character a little bit. So I think that could be something interesting to see as to where things would go. That's the way I'd hope that they would go with that. Especially since the show is ending after season 7, so hopefully they knew that, and maybe that's why they got renewed so far. They wanted to end it after season 6, but they looked at it and went, let's finish it up properly, give it a proper ending, allowing the characters to still be usable, in other media and other shows and stuff. So I think that could be something fun to see. And we end this episode with S.H.I.E.L.D. taking over Yo-Yo, and Mac and her leave in a ship type thing. So that's going to be interesting. It's unclear as to what Mac's plan is to do. He just wants to make sure, I guess, that Yo-Yo's body doesn't get injured and she doesn't, kill Yo-Yo when she's done with her body, because it looks like she's easily able to. I mean, she points the gun at her own head, right? And she shows us that she can shoot Piper's hand and it doesn't hurt her, right? But when she killed Davis, she kind of she gets out of the body and lets the body fall. So, I guess it seems like she is physical when she's outside of a body. So she could probably just, put a gun on the ground and pick it up and then shoot Yo-Yo before she has time to realize. But then again, she has her superpower. So it's unclear as to if she could just straight up pull the trigger while she's inside of a body. Would that kill her? If Mac shot Yo-Yo right in the head while she's in Yo-Yo's body, would that kill her? it's unclear as to how things were going to go with that. So I definitely can't wait to see as to where things go with this, and how things, end up in season 7, so that the characters can be open to just being plucked up and putting into other things without having to bring in all the too much baggage from these shows. I mean, obviously you want some of the baggage from these shows. I mean, you want to keep Daisy with her powers and all that stuff, but I think, taking Coulson, you need Coulson back in his own body to have him in those other shows, because not everyone has been following Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D, unfortunately, and this is why it's getting canceled. So I definitely can't wait to see as to where things go with this, and I think this idea of, he straight up has Coulson's memories and stuff and none of his own memories inside of his head, or starting to piece those together. That could be really cool if he comes out, pretty much if we get Coulson back with these new powers or whatever we're getting teased for in the next episode. That could be quite interesting, and we just, they can just take Coulson, and also he just has these, these new powers. And they could also just bring this show and put it on the Disney streaming service too. Have the whole thing there so that people could watch and check it out. And then whenever there's a reference in the thing, he uses his powers that he's gained from here. If this is Coulson inside, if they bring Coulson back inside of his own body with these new powers, then you could just, literally have a little pop-up that says, episode this, this is what happens, here's where you want to get explained. And you can just, if you haven't watched it, you could just pause the video, click on it, and then it would kind of bring you straight to this scene where they explain everything, or straight to the episode, or give you, give kind of like in the comic books where they have a little bubble that kind of shows you what, where this previous story is from, what issue they're referencing, right? You could have that here on the Disney streaming service, and if you also have this show on there, you click on it and you go straight to that episode straight to the episode, or even that scene, to get you exactly what you need to know for the context of that show. So I think that could be really fun, playing with something like that, and hopefully we get to keep these characters continuing on in other content. So let me know what you think about this, guys, in the comments below. What do you think about the season 7 being the last one, and where would you like to see the characters go in the future after this show? Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.
We're here for Kyle Reviewed on YouTube, the very best Kyle Reviewed channel on all the YouTube Kyle Reviewed channels. You got that? You got that right? Thank you for watching Kyle Reviewed. Deadpool and I thought it was fantastic. You need to like, you need to subscribe. You know how it's done. Like, subscribe. Right, DP? All right, Kyle Reviewed. Cool channel.